Okay, the subject for today is multiplying and dividing polynomials. Once again, I'm battling trying to be able to present this on a video and also keep it light enough here that I can show you how to do the work. And it's a real conundrum, a real puzzle, because if I make this really light, then it makes this hard to see. And if I make this easier to see, it makes this really dark and hard for you to see that. So hopefully it's working out well enough that you can follow along with me as we go through the problems here. And I'm hoping things are going well with the homework. Today, with multiplying and dividing polynomials, because we did the rules for exponents, you should be okay in most of this. You should find most of this to be pretty easy. And the dividing polynomials in a similar fashion. So let's get started. Negative 2x to the fifth times 4x squared is, it's just all multiplication. You multiply the numbers and get negative 8. Remember rule 1 for exponents. Rule 1 for exponents, when you have 5 x's times 2 x's, you have a total of 7 x's being multiplied. So it is x to the 7th. Okay? Number 2 over there, because it's so easy, let's just talk our way through it. 3 times 4 times 2 is 24. And look, all of these bases are different. So all you can do is write 24, x to the third, y to the second, z to the fourth. You cannot combine those because the bases are different. Let's go to number 3. 3x squared, x cubed, 3x minus 4. Okay? Now, when you go to multiply that out, this is distributive property. You have to take that into all three. So I'm going to get 3x to the fifth. 3 times 3, 9x cubed. Add your powers, right? 2 and 1. And then 3x squared times negative 4 is negative 12x squared. Okay? The last one is very similar. Let's just walk our way through it. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Add your powers, x to the fifth. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15 again. X cubed times 1x would be x to the fourth. This times this, negative 5 times negative 11. Two negatives make a positive 55x to the third. Okay? Now, they get a little bit more interesting here. So, little bit more interesting. Now, we are multiplying x plus 4 times x plus 4. You cannot take the 2 in. Remember, it only works with multiplication or division. If you have a plus sign or a minus sign, you have to write it down twice. X plus 4 times x plus 4. Hopefully you can all see what I'm writing. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, if you remember anything at all about your algebra course in high school, it's probably this. You can multiply these using the FOIL technique, F-O-I-L. Because technically, it's really distributive property, okay? I'm going to take the x into both parts, and then I'm going to take the 4 into both parts. But really, watch how it happens. X times x are the first terms in each one. So I'm going to multiply the first terms. That's x squared. Now I'm going to do the ones on the outer part. 4 times x is 4x, and the inner part, 4 times x is 4x. 4x and 4x. They're both positive, you just add them. 8x, and then the last terms, 4 times 4 positive 16. So even though it's called FOIL, it works because of the distributive property. And there's your answer. Number 6, let's just work through it in our head here. X times x is x squared. Do the outers. Negative 5x. Negative 5x. Remember that. Negative 5x. Do the inners. 2x. 2x and negative 5x. Signs are different. You subtract and give it the sign of the bigger. 2 and negative 5 would be a negative 3x. And then 2 times negative 5 is a minus 10 on the very end. Number 7, 2x plus 4 times 3x minus 1. 2x times 3x, the first terms, 6x squared. Now do the outers. Negative 2x, remember that. Negative 2x, negative 2x. Do the inners, 12x and a negative 2x. 12x and negative 2. Signs are different. You got to subtract and give it the sign the biggest, positive 10x. 4 times negative 1 for the last terms is a negative 4. Okay? This one is really easy to do. X times x is x squared. Look at your outers and inners here. Outers, negative 2x. Inners, positive 2x. They go away. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. The final answer is x squared minus 4. Anytime that everything is identical like this, and you have a plus and minus sign or a minus and plus, it doesn't matter. The outers and inners will always go away, and you end up with just multiplying the first two and the last. Number 9. Number 9, I've got x minus 7, x minus 2. I'm going to do the FOILing first. So here we go. First terms, x squared. Remember these two. The outers, negative 2x. The inners, negative 7x. Negative 7 and negative 2 is negative 9x. The last terms, negative 7 times negative 2. Two negatives make a positive 14. Now you can take the x into all three parts. And I'm going to get x cubed minus 9x squared plus 14x. Okay? This one over here is exactly what I just talked about up here. You see how it's all the same except for a minus and a plus? That means your outers and inners are going to go away. Here we go. 5y times 5y is 25y squared. Positive 10x, negative 10xy, they're going to go away. Last terms, a minus 4x squared. So it would be 25. Let's start over again. 5y times 5y is 25y squared. Your outers and inners went away, minus 4x squared. 25y squared minus 4x squared. Couple more multiplications, and then we start the division. Okay? Okay, this one you cannot take the power in. You've got to write it down twice. 7x, sorry. 7x minus 5y. 7x minus 5y. First terms, 49x squared. Outers, negative 35y. xy, negative 35xy. Inners, negative 35xy. You may have noticed that when you have a quantity squared like that and you write them both down, the outers and the inners are always the same. Negative 35xy, negative 35xy is negative 70xy. The powers don't change. Each is still a power of 1. Now do your last terms. positive 25y squared. And the last one. Better write this one down. It's going to be a good one. X plus 2, 3x squared minus 3x minus 1. You cannot do this by FOIL. FOIL only works when you have two terms times two terms. Binomial times a binomial. We're going to have to do distributive property here. I'm going to take the x into all three, then I'll take the 2 into all three. Okay? Ready? Take the x in. And maybe that'll help you see that a little bit better. Take the x in. 3x cubed, take the x in. Minus 3x squared, take the x in. Minus x, now take the 2 in. 6x squared, take the 2 in. Negative 6x minus 2. Collect terms. I have a 3x cubed. I have a negative 3 and a positive 6x squared. The power stays the same. Subtract and give it the sign of the biggest. 3x squared. Okay? A negative x and a negative 6x is a negative 7x. And finally, a minus 2 on the end. Okay? Now, we are ready to divide. The first one is really incredibly easy. I'm just simply dividing by a number. 5 into 20, 4x cubed. 5 into 15, plus 3x squared. 5 into negative 15, minus 3x. Just divide the number. This one over there is a little trickier, and I think I'm losing my marker, so I'm going to get rid of that. Let's try this one. Nope, that one's no good either. Markers, markers, markers. All right, here we go. Minus 21xy minus 7x plus 14x squared. Woo! Boy, is that nice and dark. All over 7x. Now, you've got to divide it. It's kind of like distributive property. You've got to take it into each one, just like we did the 5. All right, so here we go. 7 into negative 21 is negative 3. The x's kill each other, and I'm left just with a y. 7x into 7x goes one time, but it's a negative. 7x into this, 7 into 14 is 2. Kill an x, and I'm left with an x. Okay? Everybody with me on that? More division. Whoa, I guess we just have 2 more. Pretty easy day. All right. So here I have 12 x to the 5th minus 4x cubed plus 2x squared all over 2x cubed. Now, 2 into 12, 6. Kill 3 x's. Because there's 5 on the top and 3 down here, you're going to be left with 2 x's. 2 into 4, and it's a negative 4, so that's a minus 2. Kill 3 x's, they're all gone. 2 into 2 goes positive 1, but now look at these x's. You can kill 2 x's, but where's the x left over? Isn't it on the bottom? So this is 1 over x for your last term. And this one's incredibly easy. Let's just talk our way through it. X into x to the 5th, kill an x. X to the 4th, kill an x. Plus x cubed, kill an x. Minus x squared, kill an x. Plus x, and x into x plus 1. Okay? All right, so today we're doing multiplying and dividing polynomials. Hopefully that goes well.